Okay, hi YouTube, Mr. Who's the Boss here. In this video we're going to be talking about the Galaxy Note 4. So, as you already know, there's been lots and lots of leaks, and this device is almost confirmed to be on the horizon. It should be packing a 5.9-inch display with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 805 processor. Now these two things are all but confirmed because, it should be a slight step up from the S5 in terms of specs, and the previous Note 2 and Note 3 had 5.5-inch and 5.7-inch displays. From previous experience, we would expect the Note 4 to have 4GB of RAM, as the Note 2 had 2GB, the Note 3 had 3GB. However, since the S5 only had 2GB, it sort of makes me think that perhaps the Note 4 will only have 3GB. So it's pretty unlikely that the Note 4 will be running a brand new version of Android, as those are normally saved for the Nexus devices. It'll probably be running Android 4.4 KitKat, with some new tweaks to the TouchWiz interface which make more use of the Note 4's features. So coming to the Note 4's features, it should feature a brand new S Pen. The new S Pen is unlikely to be anything revolutionary. It'll probably be a little bit thinner than the Note 3's and maybe a bit finer for more precise control. The one thing that people are really excited about for the Galaxy Note 4 is the introduction of a flexible display. Now 2 years ago at CES, Samsung actually demonstrated its flexible displays, and it literally just got like a plane and just sort of went like this with it, and it actually flexed. And this got people very, very excited, and they actually gave a demo of a phone where the screen was sort of bent round the edge, so it sort of was flat and then it curved round. And this has actually many useful features. It could be used, for example, to take calls without taking your case off, or to display notifications. And I think a lot of people are hoping that this feature is actually introduced in the Note 4. So as has been seen with the LG G Flex, the flexible displays so far, like the current technology, is not exactly problem-free. I mean, it looked like there was like a little film of plastic going over the display, and the colours did not pop at all. On top of that, the resolution had to be reduced so that they could actually introduce this technology, and people wouldn't really want this on the Note 4 device. So I think on this occasion Samsung will probably play it safe. It's likely they'll increase the resolution of the display, perhaps to a 2K, or maybe something in between 1080p and 2K if they can do that, but not introduce the flexible display technology, as I think it's still a bit too early to do that. Although the Snapdragon 805 is probably the fastest processor to have in any smartphone this year, it's actually really dwarfed by the recently announced Snapdragon 808 and Snapdragon 810 for next year. On top of that, Nvidia's next-gen chip is going to be something of a monster. It's going to be running the next-gen Denver architecture and will have something like 600 GPU cores, according to the latest rumours. This would pretty much blow the Note 4 Snapdragon 805 out the water, and would mean that if you're upgrading to it this year on maybe a 2-year contract, your phones are going to be pretty decently outdated by the time you actually come to end the contract. I would also imagine that the Note 4 would come with a textured back. I mean, it would be almost suicidal of Samsung to go back to the disgusting glossy plastic that they had on the S3 and the Note 2. So a lot of people are actually hoping for a full metal unibody design, but I mean, I don't really agree with this. I think that if Samsung did decide to go with a full metal unibody, like with the HTC One, it's going to mean a non-removable battery, increased costs of production, and more weight, none of which we really want. So I think as long as Samsung doesn't go back to the old plastic, any real finish should be fine. I mean, something like a fake leather finish, or maybe even like the similar one to the S5. I know a lot of people have sort of compared that to a Band-Aid, but I think it looks okay, to be honest. Personally, I'm really looking forward to the Note 4, and probably be buying it on the first day of its release. So guys, what do you think? Will you be purchasing the Note 4 on day one, or will you be waiting a year to see what's in store for us? Thanks for watching guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and subscribe for more.